Hello everyone, this is Bbeltdan and welcome back to Blender. As you can see here, we are starting a new little series, a new little video series of where I'm going to be creating the Daedalus class ship from Star Trek. This was a ship that was never really ever seen except for model form. And what I mean by model form, I mean literally model form. But we're going to do something a little bit different, a little bit special with this series is that I'm not just going to be modeling the outside, but I'm also going to be modeling the inside of this vessel. So I've already got Blender for the most part set up. We're setting it up in meters. Now, most sources I've looked at said that this is a 140-meter long ship. So each one of these blender units is 10 meters, so there's should be 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 times 10, so 140 meters. Now I'm estimating, or I'm guessing, that the 140 meters is not necessarily usable space, but is from tip of the pylon to the front of the ship. So that's what I got it set up for. But I'm going to be doing the interiors as well in this actual model. So that's going to be kind of interesting. I've hinted at doing this once before, uh, because I said I actually made this model before and I've showed it in a Blender file. And I said that I was always intending to kind of go ahead and do the interior model of the ship, but never got around to it. And rather than trying to start with using my existing model, I figured I'll go ahead and just start over from the beginning. So let's go ahead and get started. And I know that some of y'all are probably asking, well, why am I starting this whole other series when I have other series in the works that I haven't even quite finished yet? And I know that maybe some of y'all are probably thinking that I'm just bad at trying to finish projects, and you're not wrong. Oh, there it is. Yeah, you're not necessarily wrong, but this is not the case. And, you know, we'll go ahead and kind of call this a little bit of also a channel update because I wanted to kind of let y'all know about what's going on with because yeah, I've had the Enterprise J, I have the let's see. Actually, no, I'm going to do this. Actually, no, we'll do that. I have the Enterprise J project, which I was working on. There is the, um, let's see. Yeah, we'll do that. We got the, so it's not exactly a, where am I thinking about? The Akira class, what is it? Oh, I can't remember the one from Star Trek Beyond. I can't remember that one, and the D7 class, and a whole bunch of other unfinished projects and everything. And I'm hoping that one day I could probably get back to working on that. But this is the issue: is that I was saving all of these files, or all of those files, on a external hard drive. But for some strange reason, I started having problems with that hard drive to where half the time it wasn't even really, I mean, it wouldn't even really work. So it was becoming unreliable, but that's not the main issue. And now I probably should have learned and decided to start saving my files, somewhere else if it started messing up. But no, that wasn't me. But the nail in the coffin, you might probably say, is that the external hard drive, I've lost the USB cable that I used to connect that external hard drive from it to my laptop. And it's not just a standard USB cable, it's more like a proprietary type USB cable. So I have no way to access my external hard drive. So until I either find it or just decide to give up and maybe purchase that external hard drive USB cable that I'm needing from an additional source. Yeah, I can't access them. I can't work on those projects, so I've put them on hold for right now. So that's where we're at right there. So I'm hoping once again that I can come back and revisit this. But until I get that all squared out, there's not much that I can um, unfortunately do. So those projects are, why does it go all the way up there? Yeah, so those projects are definitely kind of on hiatus for right now. But I didn't want to, diddle daddle and mess around too much, which is why I've went ahead and started this whole new series because I thought that might be something kind of interesting. And I've been away for quite some time, so I didn't want to, keep y'all waiting any longer. So, I just kind of just went ahead, bite the bullet, so to say, and just let me see, edit mode. Actually, let me go ahead and go out. You know, okay, 90. There we go. Bit the bullet, started a new series, and here we are. So hopefully y'all enjoy it. Now, this is going to be multiple parts. There's no way I'm going to be able to try to finish this all in one go. I mean, because it's going to be, I mean, very, very. I mean, we're talking about designing the whole ship. I mean, the bridge, engineering sections, each individual room. Uh, some estimates that I've heard is that there's 290. Yeah, I need to fix. Oops. Something happened here. Yeah, I guess I must have moved this over a little bit. That back. There we go. I think they estimated it to be like about 290. Uh, a crew of 290. So that's going to be, that many rooms that I need to probably try to design and everything. And you know, effectively, I'm kind of, you know, it's a tall project. So it's going to take me a little bit of time to go ahead and probably do. But as I'm doing this, I'm going to kind of let y'all probably, or not probably, definitely, I'm going to let y'all help me out with this because maybe y'all might actually come up with a couple of ideas or a couple of designs, or maybe y'all might be able to point me in the directions of some already established fan designs that y'all like of interiors, and I'll start modeling those. And whatever we don't have, I'll just, you know, fill in the rest. But with the ship, I mean, it's very basic. So, and I wasn't planning on trying to update it too much. I might do a couple of small little additions to details to make it look a little bit more photorealistic. But beyond that, I'm not planning on really changing a whole lot on it. So the exterior should actually go by pretty quick. I mean, I should probably, hopefully, by the end of the episode, at least have a good vast majority of all of these. So yeah, we'll do a cylinder. So once again, I don't know why it's just showing up all the way up there, but I should have a good vast majority of the basic, modeling of the ship done before the end of this episode. But anyways, yeah, moving right along. So I didn't want to kind of let you on dark because it's been about 2 months since I've released any episode on my channel, and it's been even a little bit longer since I've last released any, Blender content or, ship modeling content on the channel. So I didn't want to keep y'all waiting. So that's kind of where that's sitting. Now, I've also been having a couple of other family issues or personal issues, not family issues. I mean, nothing's really wrong. Just a couple of little issues that I've had to, around the house and with family and all that type of stuff that I had to kind of deal with first. I mean, I love this as a hobby, but you know, as they say, family comes first. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and zero that out. And let's apply that mirror modifier. There we go. And I'm going to edit. There. That way I can work on one side and the nacelle will be copied over to there. So, and I'll probably apply mirror modifiers, or not probably, but I will apply mirror modifiers on everything else. Just once again, let me get the basic design. And actually, let's go ahead and take a look at positioning this camera here, where we can get a, ooh, I need to change the depth of field on this thing. Let's see, where do I go? There we go. Focal, no. Where is, oh, clipping. Nope. Is that it? Let's see. Oh, yeah, that's it. There we go. That around. Let's go ahead and do an F12. Oops, nope. Oh, need to probably put in a light. Let's go ahead and put on that ambient occlusion. Let's go ahead and also go into rendered mode. See what that looks like. I don't like that. Environmental lighting. Let's, there we go. That's indirect lighting. Yeah, we'll work on that. We'll start with that. We'll go from there. All right. But yeah, I had some issues I had to take care of around the house with the family and everything, and that's why I also haven't had any additional videos even with my puppet making for a while. Um, but they're going to be coming. They're going to be coming, and hopefully uh, this is an episode that will hopefully prove to you that yes, I got some other additional content coming on the way. So just be ready for that. And I don't know as of yet the frequency of that, of what they were going to probably be. I'm hoping to try to get it back to where I have something released at least once a week again, but no promises. No promises as of yet. But I'm gonna try my best. But right now, let's go ahead and continue working on. So what am I doing? Yeah, okay. Oops, nope. I need to do this way. Get your axes right. All right. And in fact, probably the next episode that I might be releasing is going to be an additional episode in with the with my little, for lack of a better word, toy project that I got, where I'm doing a kit bashable, completely reconfigurable design for for a toy, of a starship. I could take the starship and move it around and swap parts out and reconfigure it. It's basically kind of kit bash. If you haven't seen that, seen the episode where I talk about that, feel free to go take a look at it. I think it's quite interesting, in my opinion. Let's see, where do we want to go? Oh, auto smooth. And let's go to shade smooth. Okay. Yeah, I'll be putting in a subdivision surface modifier on these to also kind of smooth that out a little bit. Just once again, I'm just wanting to, there we go, get at least the basics down. So far, so good. yeah, I said it very, very basic, very, very simple little model to go ahead and do. Um, so yeah, it shouldn't take me too long. We should be able to put at least, get knock out the exterior, at least the basics of it here are pretty quick. So, but let's see. But what else is going? Let's go ahead. Uh, Actually, let me go ahead and set up the front now. Now that we got that set up, background images. Whoops. Let's go ahead and add another image. Open. Let's see, and we want. Oh, it's in the. Okay, well we'll go to back. Now I'm guessing that this. Nope, that won't work. You just scale this down until we get it to where we're. Oops. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead. Let me see, back. Let's get this adjusted. I haven't found anywhere where it says actually what the dimensions of this is. Actually, oop, the dimensions of this is side to side. So we're going to kind of guess. Let's just go ahead and do 67. Yeah, we'll do 67. So it's probably about 60. We could do an, see, that's 60, the image is 67 meters across, and we have an additional, looks like it's almost a full meter from outside to outside. So 65 meters. That actually sounds about right. 140 meters to 100 or 65 meters across. That sounds like that might work. And now we have good view on the back here. So we can go ahead and make sure that we got the pylons and everything all situated. And yeah, give me a minute. I'll be right back. I need to go take care of something real quick. All right, everybody. As you can see off camera, I've went ahead and completed the at least the basic structure of the whole ship. It's a very simplified model, so it doesn't take that long to really kind of do it. Ooh, got a little spot here that I need to fix because that's not going to shade properly. Let's try 25. Yeah, that seems to fix it. So I went ahead and done that, and now I got a good little, canvas to go ahead and start modeling on. Still need to add in subdivision surface modifiers like on this to kind of upkeep the poly counts, including on this and everything, which I'm going to have to do eventually anyways as I go along as I add in the details. But I've also went ahead and went through and gave every single part of this a mirror modifier, not only for two reasons. Not only because of the idea that, if I do a detail on one side, it immediately appears on the other side, but also the reasoning being is because, once again, I'm going to actually be doing the interiors in this. So I wanted to put that mirror modifier on so I can go through and uh, we can see the interior. So I can go ahead and, let's say right here, put in a deck, just to kind of show you real quick. Let me kind of, all right, yeah, we're good right there. Oops. Oops. Yeah, something moved. All right. Let's see if we do that. Let's see, we go shift. I almost forgot. Okay, there goes shift A. Let's do a circle. Scale that up. Let's go ahead and move that to the center. So G, Y, where are we at? Way up there, of course. Once again, got to figure out why it's doing that. Let's go to the left on this. And let's pretend that this here is a deck. And oh, that'd be good enough. So, an edit, you know, extrude, scale. I'm just, this is just a quick and dirty. There we go. So let's say like this right here is the deck, then we can go in and we can see all the individual decks one by one, go in and take a look at all the rooms and the bridge and so on and so forth. So let me go ahead and delete that. That way I could just turn it on and off and we could see on the inside, work on the inside, or I could just make this completely invisible section by section. So let's go ahead and bring those back in. Okay, there. Let's see, that in, bring that in, bring that in, and we'll bring this in. And while I'm doing this, I've mentioned this before about my kind of process that I do when I'm building ships, that I try to go ahead and actually think along the lines of, how does it work? What does the interiors look like? And so on and so forth. And I was doing this, the same thing as I was going through here. I mean, let's obviously the bridge is going to be right up here. We're going to have a actually, let me do this. Let me go ahead and go to the right and go through this step by step of what I have planned so far. Real quick summary, and this is subject to change. This right here is, of course, the bridge, and we're going to assume, I got to do the math, but this dome is almost at about the same size as the dome that is on the Enterprise. So you could use that for scale, and I think that's accurate. So the bridge is going to be right about in here. Engineering is going to be inside here with the the warp core engine, of course, the nacelles, shuttle bay back here. Don't really know what I'm going to be doing all in here. There's windows here, but I don't know if I want to put in just rooms. We'll probably put in like a couple little rooms or something, but it's primarily in two sections, just like how the Enterprise has it, the Constitution class. There is a primary hall, which in the Constitution class is saucer section, but this is more of a ball, as you can see. It's not going to be called the ball section, but just the primary section, and then the engineering, which is all of this section right here. As y'all can see right here, the engineering section, which means there is going to be a saucer separation. It's more of a, but at this point in time, it'll be called a different kind of process rather than separation. Uh, it's going to be more of, think of it just, it blows away. Like I'm thinking right about here, or maybe even here, it basically just all explodes, you might probably say, or explosive bolts explode, causing all of this to flow away and or drift away, and then this can drift away freely under possible impulse engines, which we'll look at that in a minute. But this is the engineering section, so all of the here is going to be all of the living quarters and officers' quarters. The think of it this way: Anonymity is going to be here, plus science sections and stuff like that, and all back inside here is, shuttle, once again, shuttle bay, engineering section, and other kind of miscellaneous labs and things. But we'll get that all kind of worked out. But with only 140 meters, it's not that big of a ship. And I've seen articles that debated on the size of the ship, and especially where the decks are going to be at. And I'm don't know about how big I'm going to place the decks. I'm thinking about maybe 2.5 meters, maybe. That's kind of what I'm looking at, but we'll get that all figured out in the next episode. But for this episode, all I did was just start off from the bare basics and just kind of give you all a bit of a, brief little summary of what we're planning on doing. Um, and trying to figure it out. I need to figure out, like, there's this section here. What is that going to be for? These are going to be the impulse engines, of course. This right here is the shuttle bay, but the impulse engines are actually on the engineering section. So this right here would have to have something along the lines of, I'll fix that later. Something along the lines of maybe secondary or emergency impulse engines, because the way I look at it is that this is more of just a life raft. If this is compromised and about ready to blow, everybody can get into this. It detaches and it can just shoot away under temporary or uh, short term thrusters to pilot away from this, and then it's just basically just left floating until somebody comes by and pick them up. But it's an older ship. They're not going to have quite that much technology that what we see, and definitely in the in the original series in the Prime universe. But other than that, I'm going to go ahead. We're going to call this the very first episode, and I would love to hear from y'all. I mean, what do y'all probably think? Do y'all have any ideas? Do y'all like this? Would y'all like to see this? And if y'all do, feel free to kind of help me out. Once again, if you know of some people that have already done some kind of fan interpretations of what the interiors of this ship looks like, let me know. Please try to let me know about who is fan interpretation that is, so I can get their permission and credit them. If I decide to use that, I can credit them accordingly. Um, or otherwise, we'll be building this completely from scratch. And once again, I'm going to be doing every single interior. It's going to be uh, possibly very time consuming. So I don't know how many episodes it is going to take, but I think it's going to be fun and very interesting to do nonetheless. So, with that being said, I just want to say that thank you for watching. This is Bbeltdan. This is the Daedalus class, whatever, however, somebody let me know how to properly pronounce it. And I will see you in the next episode.